Last blog. The kid blog looks like this. The thing that changed for us is we have choice. We can either choose Mrs. Terlecki's class, where we can talk about anything that's going on in our class, or we can choose the out of my mind conversation. And that's where we're going to go. And today we're going to start with the post that I wrote for all of you and for all of Mrs. D's class in Maine to get us sort of kick-started. And I'll be anxious to see what Mrs. D has written as well. So we're going to go there, and we're going to click on my We're So Excited. And I put a line there because I honestly didn't know whether she was Ms. D or Mrs. D, but she's Mrs. D. So welcome to both classes. How exciting is it that Mrs. D's class and Mrs. Terlecki's class are both reading Out of My Mind at the same time? We talked and thought it might be fun for our two classes to get together here on the Out of the Mind blog and talk about this book together. The second paragraph shares how we expect that twice a week, hopefully, you'll put up a post and that you'll spend some time looking at one another's posts and leaving comments, which is what we're going to spend some time talking about today. This blog is going to be available and up the whole time we're reading Out of My Mind until the end, and then there'll be a part at the end where we're going to do some Skyping with our class.
Skype?
We're going to do a Skype conference with our class. And the nice part about Kid Blog, and you already know this, several of you already do it, is that you can access it from home. So you don't have to be at our school to do it. You can also access it from home. But the thing that's really important is it has to be a conversation with this other class. Otherwise, it's just not worth our time. So let's talk about how to get the best conversations possible. The other day, I was with some folks that shared with me this great site. And this particular one talks about the kinds of comments that we can make. This particular post shows examples of social comments, and we need to know the difference between social and academic. So if you look at the first one, can anyone see it really clearly and be willing to read it? Taylor?
I am so excited about giving you my present tomorrow. I do think the time is wrong. You two are so right. Will someone talk to me, please, 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 please?
Okay.
I can understand part of that.
It is somewhat hard to understand. That's a great point. And does that help a conversation? Does something like that help the conversation?
No.
All right. Let's look at the very second one. Jacob, can you read that for me?
You are ridiculous. I hate you. Ha ha.
Okay. Now, I truly trust that that's not something you're going to share with Mrs. D's class. However, inappropriate comments can get on there. You know, you spelled this wrong. I didn't really like what you said. There's a way to go about this, so we need to be careful how we do it. I want to go down two more. Anyone want to read that one that starts with I'm? Nabia?
I am definitely not a pro at it. Laugh out loud. Laugh out loud. You should come skiing/snowboarding with me sometime.
Okay, here's the thing. A blog is not texting. A blog is not instant messaging. A blog is having a conversation. So if I come up and I'm talking to Vikram in the hall, I go, LOL. So funny, smile face. Is that the way I have a conversation with him? No, I go, Vikram, I heard the funniest thing and it made me laugh. And I might smile, but I wouldn't go, smile face. We are going to have conversations, and we're really going to talk about what's the difference between a conversation and something like that. So, we're really clear about social comments can be fun, but that's not what we're going to do. We good? Okay, so mentors of what we're not going to do.
I like the bottom.
Oh, you're on Twitter.
Right now, I'm just on a blog. It's called the Languages blog. Here are some suggestions, and then I'm going to show you a video of some kids who came up with some ideas. So if we're going to have an academic blog, which is talking about a book, that's pretty darn academic, let's talk about what we should do. What's the very first bullet point? Nick D., can you read it for me?
Related to convert of the post.
The content of the post, which means it has to be about Out of My Mind. If you blog about something that's not about Out of My Mind, are you on topic or are you off topic? Okay, we have to stay on topic. This second one is huge, and for all of us that have been in book clubs lately, we talk about this every single time. Maddie, what is it?
Continuing a conversation started in the post or other comments.
If we have an opinion, have an opinion, have an opinion, have an opinion, do we ever continue a conversation? No. It's just like, here I am, here I am, here I am. We have to also be part of other conversations. We need to get in there and have other conversations. That's hugely important. Prima, you want to read the next one?
Connected to content learned or discussed in the classroom.
And for us, what does that mean? It's all going to be connected to what?
Out of my mind.
There you go. What?
Out of my mind.
Out of my mind. The whole blog with Mrs. D's class is going to be about out of my mind. Coco, you want to try the next one?
Challenges someone's point of view, and are they at the same point in the book as we are?
I actually emailed her where we were last night, and I won't know until I hear back. Because we could ruin the story for each other. So we got to find out where we are. We might be a little bit ahead, but I don't know that for sure. So I will let you know when I find out. But this challenges someone's point of view. I want you to listen to two things, and I want you to tell me which way you should go. So Nick G.
Yes.
posts something, and I don't agree with him. And I say on my comment, well, that is the stupidest thing I have ever heard. Did I challenge his point of view?
Yes.
Yes. Did I do it in the right way?
No.
Hey, Nick, I heard what you said, but here's what I thought the character really meant. Did I challenge his point of view?
Yes.
Was I respectful with my words?
Yes.
And I stayed in the conversation. If he hears me say that's the stupidest thing I ever heard, is he going to want to have a conversation with me?
No.
No. We have to be polite. We have to keep that etiquette thing. Okay, I want to share this video down. There's a lot of stuff that I want to share with you, but this is the thing. These kids, and I think they must be like third graders. I don't think they can be more than fourth. But they put together a great video of how to comment. The whole video is about how to comment. And you know what? We haven't had a lot of luck, so if I have to unplug it really quick and put the speaker on, I will do that. Okay, what are the 5 things they talked about? I know it was hard. The sound kept fading in and out. So let's talk about it. Maddie, tell me one thing.
Make a connection.
You need to make a connection to something they said. That's hugely important. Don't ignore what they said. Make a connection to it. Jacob.
Proofread your comment.
Yeah, if someone can't read what you wrote because spelling's really off, capitalization, punctuation isn't there, it's going to make it difficult to understand. If you know you're not a strong speller, is it okay to ask a friend to help you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what we spend the whole year doing, helping each other out. Joey?
Use factual questions.
Factual questions, like not made up stuff, like really related questions. Brett?
Julie took mine.
That was yours?
Yeah.
That's 3. There were 2 more. Anna?
Ask questions.
Ask questions. Is that the one we started with? No. The first one, yeah, ask questions. And at the very beginning, they said begin with a, and then started with a C. They were saying begin with a comment, or sort of like a comment, but not really. A compliment. Like, I love what you're thinking about Penny. Like we just learned, we met Penny yesterday. I love what you're thinking about Penny. This is what else I noticed. And make a connection then. So starting with a compliment is sometimes a way to go. You don't always have to start with a compliment, but sometimes you can do that. So here's what I'd like you to do today. For about the next 5 or 10 minutes, I would like you to go on our blog first. We're going to actually post something to the Out of My Mind blog later, but let's practice on our own class blog how you write comments in a really appropriate way so that when we get to comments to Mrs. D's class, we're going to be really good at it. Fair enough?
Yep.
So,